Hello everyone, Benjamin Kaunberg from consciousazine.net. How to use organic portals to, that should say linguistics, linguistic lens of the forehead. So how to use organic portals or manipulate organic portals is by language. If you use the correct language of the local domain or the alignment of the morphogenic field in the locality will align to the correct language. So if you know the correct language, you can align all the organic portals of that species, of that place, etc., of that creed, of that culture, of that religion, whatever grid of experience. And a grid is sixth dimensional. So you have a linguistic lens out of your forehead, known as the third eye stream, or the stream of the river flow, and this comes through you if you're a souled human and you've had the ascension through the higher heart and the higher chakras, so to speak. So this is where you can find the language. So I just talked about how to use the language to manipulate organic portals, or how to use it for them to align to your cause, because you're not, using the word manipulate gives a negative connotation, but it's neutral, really, in the game of life. Linguistic lens of the forehead is something you have, and that's how you can find the language to use. So it comes back to, for me, to using the force and channeling this through your third eye, through your chakra, through to your pineal scintillations, onto your septum pellucidum and your limbic brain, and onward onto the cortical folds and the grey matter and the neo-prefrontal cortex. So we can do a microcosmic orbit to enhance this, to project the projector forward, on and clear. We want to, for the clarity part, ground with the K1 meridian, the big ball of the big toe on the ground, with no shoes. You can have socks or bare feet on the grass, and this is going to create less static in your body, so you can view better. You're a better viewing machine, little projector you are, souled human, because your pineal scintillates onto your septum pellucidum in your mid-limbic brain, the vibrations that you've just got from your clairsentient spinal fluid, and onto your medulla oblongata, God's mouth, as shun forth to the pons, and the pons are beating like a drum on top of the brainstem, and through the ventricles and onto the limbic brain. So anyway, linguistic lens of the forehead can be cleared using, for instance, microcosmic orbit. I think is really good for this, because it pushes the chi flow forward. Chi is known as life force energy. Organic portals are known as dead people. So if you're using life force energy, it would appear to me that you'd be on the side of the light, so to speak, on the side of God or something like that. Okay, so to enhance this, I think obviously psychedelics and meditation and these practices of alienation, and it's very important, alienation for enlightenment. And enlightenment is enter lightenment in your mental, enter light in your mental, enlightenment, enter enlightenment in your mental. And that's what we're talking about, pushing higher light up the spine, but then don't forget down the frontal functional channel from your front teeth, your big teeth at the top is about where the channels meet at the nose there. So I think the best practice for that is what the Taoists do and what Montauk Chia shows. In my opinion, I think that's better than the Kriya Yoga. Look, there's reasons you use both and all. Yeah, you are that too. Thou art that also. So you can use whatever you want, any grid of experience, any experiential, epistemology, any edifice from any specific school of thought, etc. You are that as well. You are all. You can do whatever. And you can bring all the information from all schools of thought. It doesn't matter if they don't like each other, the schools of thought. You can pick from both of them. It's called reality selection. Okay. So this is how you can create your own reality. So this is beyond law of attraction. But yeah, of course, those things come into it. You know, they're the law of disclusion, law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. So I guarantee you should do better if you feel these things, but yes, to make them more conscious by reading books on them, listening to videos on them, helps bring you to consciousness. It's that extra little oomph at the end. But if you feel this stuff unconsciously, subconsciously, as long as you feel it and you go along your feelings of this. Now anyway, let's go back to what we were centering on, to clearing the midbrain so you can see better, so you can enhance the linguistic lens of the forehead. And then you can better manipulate your own 3D zonal reality and how to manipulate organic portals or how to use organic portals. So my name is Benjamin Kalmberg from consciousazine.net. Now I'm thinking of bringing out a book called Organic Portal Apocalypse, because I do a lot of the Apocalypse mini-series, I guess these are. It's going to be about organic portals. I want to do another book on surfing, why surfing is the healthiest thing for you. Also, I'm going to write a book called The Eschaton 2012 and actually go into it, what happened. So, if you're interested, please subscribe, because that makes my channel more notable to YouTube and it makes me more keen to produce more for you. And as you can see in every one of my videos, I've got plenty of upcoming videos. And look, this isn't even all of it. There's a whole big screen. This is how many videos are coming, by the way. Huh? Okay. So please subscribe, if I can even find where we were. All the way back up here. Okay. So please subscribe, because there's plenty more videos coming. As you can see. Please don't be the burgoyce. Material interest, social respectability, I don't give a crap about that. And a tendency toward mediocrity, the worst part of it all. I think it is a bit like Walter Russell said, you know, genius is self-bestowed and mediocrity is self-inflicted. So don't, inflict yourself with a bad linguistic lens, do as I've said. I think you'll find it worthy to ground. I think you'll find it worthy to clear your vibratory field, which is like clearing the static, so you can see clearer. Is that such bad advice? Yeah. Alright, so many more videos to come. Please subscribe, and think about how, as a souled human, you're a concrescence. It means you're a complexity knot compared to the simple simps that are organic portal anthropoid monkey bodies. They're simps, like simians, you see? A simian simp, an anthropoid. So, not an anthropod, but anthropoid. So, how to use the simple bodies is because you're more than body, you're spirit, and you wield matter. It is mind over matter. That's what reality is. First comes thought, then the emotion to push the thought into manifestation. So obviously the mental comes first. The thought creates the stuff. You know, we think of an invention before it becomes a physical invention into society. So let's enhance the vision. That's all I'm saying here, really. And those who don't have vision, who are organic portals, will automatically align. And that's obvious, you know. Even when you have, you know, we have really good pathways to show this these days, like Kickstarter and all these little websites, or these websites where you have these little programs where people can donate to you, like Patreon and everything, to get you started with like a project, you know. And that is pulling the power from the people, or the constituency of, you know, the entire morphogenic field of the species, presumably. Whereas that's how large you can go, and possibly into other animal domains as well, but presumably the whole species, at least the whole morphogenic field, in other words, and you pull them forward as a concrescence, the stabilizers, which are the organic portals, which are like the stabilizer functionality of the morphogenic field of any species. For instance, there's organic portal cheetahs, there's organic portal monkeys, lions, insects. There's always a vectorization where the universe is pushing itself through forward, evolutionarily speaking, so to speak. So there's an entropic field and an atrophy as well, and I'm saying the organic portals, you know, which people like Dolores Cannon called backdrop people, are like the atrophy. So if you want some science terminology, if there ever was any, that is some. So I'm not just making this all up as I go, I'm actually putting it together as I go. Benjamin Cowenberg, Obi Ben Kaunobi, teaching you to use the Force. Because it's the Force that flows through this linguistic lens, this Chi Force, yeah. That's why I mentioned the microcosmic orbit. I have a video on it, but it's Mantak Chia who's shown the world this from the Taoist technique sets. You know, so look at his work, definitely. And yeah, wait for my upcoming book, which I think I'm going to call Organic Portal Apocalypse. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I'll call it. You know, comment under the video below if you've got an idea what I should call my book on organic portals. consciousazine.com Chronicles.